Good morning everyone. So today we are going to start about undersluices. Okay. So in the previous slide we have been read about what do you mean by storage work, head work, and what do you mean by diversion head work. Okay, and selection of the site for the storage of diversion head work and the components of a diversion head work. Okay. So as all of us know, in the components of a diversion head work, we have also discussed about the weir or barrages. So I have also shown you the pictures of weir. This is the weir without shutters, and this is the weir with shutters, and this is the barrages. Barrages, here you can see this is the with a small crest, that is also type of a shutter, and this is without any raised crest. Okay. So we have also discussed about the difference between the barrage or the weir. So next we will be discussing about today, that is undersluices. So what do you mean by undersluices? So undersluices is also the one component of the diversion head work. It is also known as scoring sluices. The undersluices are the openings which are provided at the base of the weir or barrages. These openings are provided with the adjustable gates. Normally the gates are kept closed. The suspended silt goes on depositing in front of the canal head regulator. When the silt deposition becomes appreciable, the gates are open and the deposited silt is loosened with an agitator mounting on a boat. The muddy water flows towards the downstream through the scoring sluices, and then the gates are then closed, but at the period of flood, the gates are kept open. Okay. So here you can see the images of the undersluices. You can see here, this is the images of the undersluices. Okay. So in the news channel, you have also been listened, when the gates are been closed, it is a high raise of water level. So we have to keep the gates open at the time of a period of the flood. Okay. So in the undersluices, you have seen the images here. Okay. So these are the images of the undersluices, and it is also known as scoring sluices, and these undersluices are the openings which are provided on the base of the weir or the barrage, and these openings are provided with the adjustable gates. And mainly why these are provided? To deposit the suspended silt that is made in the front of the canal head regulator, and when the silt deposition becomes appreciable, the gates are then opened and deposited silt is loosened with an agitator mounting on a boat. Okay. So mainly at the time of a period of the flood, the water rises to a high level and then the gates have been closed. At that time the gates are kept open. Okay. And then the water level height comes down. Okay. So next, that is divide wall. The divide wall is a long wall constructed at the right angles in the weir or the barrages. It may be constructed with the stone masonry or cement concrete. On the upstream side, the wall is extended just to cover the canal head regulator, and on the downstream side, it is extended up to the launching apron. Okay. You can see the images of the divide wall here. You can see here, this is the scoring sluices, this is the weir, and this is the divide wall here. Okay. And this is the canal head regulator. We have to regulate the flow of the water, and also this you can see the images here. This is also the divide wall. Okay. This is the canal head regulator. This is the scoring sluices. You can see that is known as undersluices. That this is known as. Okay. So here in the divide wall, it is you have seen the picture in the divide wall. You can see this is the long wall that have been constructed at the right angles in the weir of the barrages, and it may be constructed with the stone masonry or cement concrete. On the upstream side, the wall is extended just to cover the canal head regulator, and on the downstream side, it is extended up to the launching apron. What are the functions of the divide wall? First point, that is to form a steel water pocket in front of the canal head so that the suspended silt can be settled down, which then later be cleaned through the scoring sluices from time to time. It controls the eddy current or the cross current in front of the canal bed. It provides a straight approach in front of the canal bed. It resists the overturning the effect on the weir or barrage that is caused by the pressure of the impounding water. Okay. So these are the images. Next, we will be reading about what do you mean by fees ladder. First, you see the images of the fees ladder here. Okay, this is the fees ladder you can see here. This is the divide wall. Here the plan section, this is the plan. This is the fees wall, fees ladder. Okay. Here you can see the proper images here. This is the fees ladder where the water is being flowing and the feces flows in a or move in a zigzag motion. Okay. You can see it. Also you can see the images here. Fees from here you can move here in a zigzag motion. Okay. So what do you mean by fees ladder? The fees ladder is mainly provided just by the side of the divide wall for the free movement of the feces. Rivers are the important sources of the feces, as all of us know. The tendency of the fees is to move from upstream to downstream in winter and from downstream to upstream in the monsoons. This movement is essential for the survival. Due to the construction of the weir or barrage, this movement gets obstructed and is determined to the feces. In the fees ladder, the fable walls are constructed in a zigzag manner. I have shown you in the picture here. Here the fable walls, this is the walls, these have been constructed in a zigzag manner. Okay. So that the velocity of the flow within the ladder does not exceed 3 meters per second. The width, length and the height of the fees ladder depend upon the nature of the river and the type of the weir or barrage. This is the image of the fees ladder. Next, we will be reading about what do you mean by canal head regulator? A structure which is constructed at the head of the canal to regulate the flow of water, that is known as canal head regulator. I have shown you the images in the previous slides also. This is the canal head regulator. Okay, where we can regulate the flow of water to a high or to a low. That is known as canal head regulator. It consists of a number of piers which divide the total width of the canal into the number of spans which are known as bays. The piers consist of a number of tiers on which the adjustable gates are placed. The gates are operated from the top by suitable mechanical device. A platform is provided on the top of the piers for the facility of operating the gates. Again, some piers are constructed on the downstream side of the canal head to support the roadway. Okay. So this is known as about the canal head regulator. So in the canal head regulator, it is type of a structure which is constructed at the head of the canal to regulate the flow level of the water, and it mainly consists of a number of piers which divide the total width of the canal into a number of spans. Okay. Here you can see the images here of the canal head regulator. Okay. This is the marginal burn, this is the guide bank, this is the piers, and this is the off-taking canal, axis of the regulator. Okay. And here you can see we can move the regulate the flow of the water. And this is the fees ladder which can move the fees in a zigzag manner. And this is the guide bank. This is the under sluice pocket divide wall. This is the weir proper. Okay. So this is all about the canal head regulator. So what are the functions of the canal head regulator? It regulates the supply of water entering the canal. It controls the entry of the silt into the canal. It prevents the river floods from entering the canal. Okay. So mainly in the canal head regulator, the functions are, as I have already told you, in the canal to regulate the flow of water. So you can see it also regulates the supply of water that will enter the canal. And next is that is it controls the entry of the silt into the canal. Silt means the types of stones, pebbles that are the control. It controls mainly the entry of the silt into the canal. Next one, that is it prevents the river floods from entering the canal. Okay. And also when the gates are open, it also prevents the river floods from entering the canal. So these are all about the components of the canal head regulator. Okay. So in the next slides, we will be discussing about silt regulations work and the types. Okay. And we are also discussing about causes of failure of the structure. So this is all about. We will be discussing in the next slide, that is the silt regulation work. Thank you.